Hello, I'm Rachel Jones for the Finance News Network. Joining me from Immutep is CEO Marc Voigt. Marc, good to see you again.
Hi, Rachel. Good to see you.
Now, Marc, firstly, can you briefly describe what Immutep is currently doing?
Yeah, Immutep is a biotech company. We have 4 programs, 2 of them out-licensed, one to Novartis, the other one to GlaxoSmithKline. And we are a leading company in terms of LAG-3, lymphocyte activation gene 3, which is a specific immune checkpoint. So a little trigger in the immune system which can up or down regulate your immune system.
Now, we learned last week that LAG-3 has been validated. Can you please describe what happened and what the relevance for Immutep is?
Yes, this is indeed a very big event, also for the industry. So last week, a major pharmaceutical company called Bristol Myers Squibb has announced that their phase 3, so a registration relevant study, had a positive readout, so has been meeting the primary endpoint, progression-free survival in first-line metastatic or unresectable melanoma, a study with more than 700 patients actually. And this study has been conducted with a combination of anti-PD-1 and anti-LAG-3 versus anti-PD-1. So this is actually now the very first time that beyond CTLA-4 and PD-1, where you have multi-billion-dollar blockbuster drugs based upon like Opdivo, like Keytruda, like Yervoy, that a new one joins those ranks, and this is LAG-3. And as we are LAG-3 pure play, a leading company in that space, actually, it's pretty big for us. So it is a validation not only of LAG-3, that's too narrow, it's a validation of the LAG-3 MHC class 2, that's a major ligand, if you like, the playing partner of that interaction. And our portfolio of different drugs, we have 4 of them, is directly affected by that. So Novartis, our partner Novartis, our licensee, is doing exactly the same like Bristol Myers Squibb. So also they have an anti-LAG-3 in 5 clinical trials, 4 phase 2, 1 phase 1, well above 1,000 patients. And our eftilagimod, also positioned in immuno-oncology, a unique drug, is addressing MHC class 2. So we are active on both sides of that interaction. So for us, it's pretty big, especially as there has not been a lot of data in the past regarding LAG-3, a lot of clinical trials, thousands of patients, but not a lot of published data. Actually, the biggest data contributor, if you like, has been Immutep. And of course, we will add to that also in the future. So I think for the whole medical community, actually, this has been a big day. The precise data, of course, needs to be announced. Bristol Myers said they will do it at a major clinical conference. I assume it might be ASCO. But it is pretty big because since actually 6-7 years, there was no new approval based on a checkpoint after PD-1 and Keytruda and Opdivo. So this is really has big potential, a very big catalyst. And this is why I explained it in a little bit more detail.
That's fantastic news, Marc. How is Immutep now positioned and where could it be in a year from now?
Yeah, we are very well positioned, I believe. And this involves, on the one hand side, the financial sphere. So we have a cash runway into calendar year 2023. On the other hand side, also our operations. So with eftilagimod in a variety of different clinical trials. Actually, we announced that we have a new partnership, second one with Merck from the US. So we will start a new clinical trial mid of this year in first-line head and neck cancer, randomized clinical trial actually. So that's the plan. And of course, we have now with this validation of LAG-3, a lot of support, and LAG-3 is now more widely discussed. And we will see and feel that during the coming months. And in a year from now, I believe we will be in a very good position, of course, always subject to the data. But we have many readouts coming during the course of this year and then, of course, also next year.
And what are the next potential data points and events, especially regarding FT?
Yes, so the next important catalyst will be, on the one hand side, data from our ongoing clinical trials. We have, on the one hand side, TACTI-002 in first-line non-small cell lung cancer, second-line non-small cell lung cancer, and second-line head and neck cancer. So we expect an update in terms of data around mid of this year. Same applies to APAC, where we will actually face final overall survival data. This is also a double-blind randomized clinical trial with, I believe, very good data we showed in terms of overall survival in last December. So this will come around mid of this year. Then we will see also final data from the Pfizer study, so INSIGHT 004, it's a phase 1 clinical trial. And then beyond eftilagimod and beyond clinical development, of course, also manufacturing. So we are moving up to commercial scale with eftilagimod manufacturing, so up to 2,000 liter. And then IMP 761, our preclinical candidate, should deliver some more data during the course of this year. And of course, we hope also from updates from our partners, meaning Novartis, Glaxo, Cytlimic, EOC, and so on and so forth. Also LabCorp potentially. So they have actually also an abstract at AACR conference in April in the US, together with Bristol Myers Squibb, addressing expression of LAG-3 in different tumor types. So a lot to expect during the course of the year, also in terms of regulatory interaction. We prioritized those given the data we saw in the last year and given our development plan. So we are quite excited here. I think we are very well positioned, and there is a lot to come in 2021.
Marc Voigt, great to talk to you today. Thanks for your time and thanks for the update.
Rachel, thank you so much.